Hiya folks, how's it going? I'm Lexi and I really like games. So much so that we review one here once a week, every week on the gaming table. If that sounds interesting to you, I encourage you to hit subscribe and keep watching. Perhaps I can help you find your next game. Today we are taking a look at a game that was sent to me. I feel very trusted that you are okay with me having a look at your hard work. If you have a game that you would like to see on the gaming table, please feel free to reach out to me. I've popped my best contact details in the description box below. I will be honest and say I do have a bit of a backlog of a couple of months, but generally if you send a game to me, it will end up here one day. Today we are taking a squiz at Tricube Tales. Tricube's Tales publication originally came out of a drive-through RPG initiative to promote their phone PDF layout options. The creator of this game, Richard Woolcock, had been working on a game system that he could play with his child. And this is how Tricube Tales got started. This game is a setting-neutral one. There's no pre-written settings or lore you have to learn to run things in this game. These rules are designed to work in any world. For some setting-neutral games, this is a challenge, but I think Tricube Tales does rise to it. If you do want some guidance on settings, there's actually a plethora of settings available for this game through Drive-Thru RPG. I got to have a look at some of these. Most of these settings are only 1 to 2 pages long, with only a few little extra additions to the base mechanics. They also cover a huge breadth of topics. They also range from serious to comedic. There's anything from firefighters rescuing people to the heroes of Sherwood Forest. I think my favorite of these settings you can find on Drive-Thru RPG was the Goblin Organized Crime one. It feels very fun to be a mafioso when your boss is the Gobfather. Of course, there is also nothing stopping you from making up your own. Tricube Tales is a pretty simple game to set up and play. For every obstacle your characters will need to overcome, they get to roll some d6s, generally from 1 to 3. For some tasks, you might roll more dice for more potential successes. The Game Master in this game does not need to roll dice though. Their job is just to set challenge numbers and to describe the story. So, to do something in the Game Master might suggest a number you need to clear, and then you roll a number of dice. You basically want to match or clear that number that the Game Master has set out. To create a character in this game, you need to come up with a concept. This isn't a game for a 5-page backstory, rather your concept should be 1 or 2 sentences. The game menu has some great examples of this, like Brawny Draconian Knight. Your character's archetype is going to include one of these words: agile, brawny, or crafty. This is to tell you what your character is good at. Agile is your finesse, your brawny, your brute strength, and your crafty, your smarts. With these 3 categories, you get to cover a lot of ground, so my summary of this game and its mechanics is pretty brief. Generally, if you come across a challenge and it asks you to test one of the words in your archetype, such as crafty, you will roll 3d6. Generally, the rest of the time, you're going to be rolling 2d6. Each of the characters in Tricube Tales also come with some advantages, known as their perks. Then they also have their quirks, which are their flaws. Perks make your characters' lives easier, quirks harder. You also do have 2 token pools in this game, Karma and Resolve. You start the game with 3 tokens in these pools, and you can gain them back as you spend them, but you can't exceed the number that you started with at the beginning of the session. If a player wants to use one of their perks to make a roll easier, they can spend one of their Karma tokens to do so. If a player thinks their quirk would get in the way of them achieving it, they can actually choose to raise the difficulty. If the character fails, they gain a Karma token. If they succeed, they gain a Resolve token. Resolve is kind of like this force of will as well as a health pool in this game. There are some other ways you can change these pools as well. The mechanics of this game aren't very advanced, and to me that's a good thing. This game was designed with simplicity in mind, and I definitely think it achieves that. I will say this game has some great little suggestions on introducing magic or superpowers and how to make it so those things don't feel totally overpowered in your world. Tricube Tales was originally written with a younger player audience in mind, but I think this could be a great game to onboard anyone into tabletops. I definitely think if you are trying to convince someone into giving one a go, this would be one of the easier options to present them with rules-wise. Purchasing the cool rule set for this game is as affordable as $5 US. I think for that price it's a steal and you should absolutely check it out and some of the supplementary settings which I've shown off a little. I had a total blast talking about Tricube Tales. What was your first role-playing game? Tell me what it was in the comments down below. Or perhaps what's your go-to game to introduce people to tabletop gaming? I always want to hear about introduction-friendly games. While you're in the comments, I encourage you to like this video, definitely subscribe and turn on notifications so YouTube tells you when I next upload, and perhaps you might even want to share this video with a friend. The more people talking and enjoying this video means the more YouTube thinks it is worth sharing around, which is always a big help. I also have a Ko-Fi page where you can help donate to keep this channel going. I hope you're all well, and I look forward to seeing you next time at the gaming table. Bye!